Welcome, and you're watching 50 Shades and Grey, where we are following the journey of three very brave women that are giving us a chance to have an insight into what it's like dating in midlife. So, welcome for the second episode, ladies. How are we all?
I've had a fabulous week. I think we've had an amazing week in our group chat as well.
We really have.
Yeah.
Our group chat has just entertained me and made me laugh all the time. And it's really lovely that we've all kind of bonded.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's been really nice for me to see it as well, because I feel like I've had a small part in it. Although it has kept me awake at night with all the pinging of certain people just continually sending messages. But it has been entertaining. So I'm going to run through a little recap of the WhatsApp group this week. Firstly, Lisa's had a little accident, haven't you, Lisa? So did that affect the date? Wasn't you meant to have a date on Saturday?
No, I was supposed to go out on Saturday night, and then it was painful, and I was just thinking I can't actually brush my hair. It was just too difficult to get ready to go out. So yeah, I sacked it off.
Faye, you said you were bored of dating this week on one of the messages.
Yeah, because it's just, I find the same. I mean, we probably all find this. It's the same old. I hate the boring conversations. I'm much more of an in-person, connect. Don't talk too much messages before you meet. Just I like to get their phone number, ring them, and then get that connection because I just find it tedious and boring. My Hinge this week, I've not even replied to any of the messages, and I do feel a bit bad, but it's time. It takes time.
Okay,
it's a lot of admin.
Yeah,
it is. Admin.
We are going to get to that because talking of Hinge, Jo, have you joined Hinge now?
I have joined Hinge, I'm on Bumble and I'm on Tinder. So I've done everything because it's kind of like what's left. So just get on them all.
Okay, so I think it's good time that we'll do a little catch up of how it's gone this week. So who would like to lead? Go on then, Jo.
So chatting. So I joined Hinge this week on Fee's recommendation and it's been really good. There's lots of local matches, messaging, and I'm chatting to a chap who is a runner. So I put on it a little bit more specific things. So it said, what are your 3 things? And I like volunteering, running and fitness. So this guy messaged, said, oh, we match on all 3. And actually he does. He's a park runner. He volunteers. So that's fantastic. So yeah, being a bit more specific in my profile has brought this new baldy.
So how many messages have we had?
We have had 2 nights worth of messages, all of them appropriate and not inappropriate. And my friends approve as well. Last night when I went out on couples night and my little space was empty, they took my phone off me. They have checked him out and they said, yeah, you can't just dump him because he's an inch shorter.
So have we made arrangements to have a Zoom call or, a FaceTime?
No, not yet. I haven't done that.
Do that. So my personal opinion, I don't know what you think, Lisa and Fee, I would get to that as quick as you can.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. I did actually do that this week. I matched with someone on the Monday night, he matched on the Monday, and then we had a phone call on the Tuesday. Just get it all out there.
And how was it, Fee?
Yeah, the phone call was really good. Watch your space.
So we're making inroads, Lisa?
Yeah, I went on Hinge as well. I'm normally just Bumble and Bumble only. And after Jo's feedback, I thought I'll give Hinge a go. Matched with about 4, chatted to them all. Had a conversation with one guy. I can't tell you, probably about 40 messages about biscuits. Custard creams versus hobnobs.
What, Dunkin'?
Both. Like, basically, I feel that a custard cream is a hotel biscuit. A hot chocolate hobnob is way better. And we had a whole massive debate about how a chocolate hobnob was inferior.
Is that a good thing?
No, it honestly was so particular about custard creams.
And was that a good thing for you?
I mean, it probably it was a topic of conversation. It broke the ice.
Yeah.
That was your hobnob.
Anyway, but he lives too far away, so that's probably not going to go anywhere. And there's another guy I've matched with that has asked me out for dinner, and another one that has also said let's go out. So there's 2 potential dates in the running.
So the girls have had a good week.
Yeah, it's had a lovely week.
Okay, well, we'll obviously catch up on this as we go along. So there were a few topics that I wanted to get to today. So one of them, again, these are things that I brought up off the WhatsApp group that I noticed, was there was a conversation between the three of you about, Joe, you look very nervous. Don't be nervous. Although you have got the most to be nervous about, I'll be honest.
Prosecco on Saturday night, so God knows what I put in it.
No, there was a conversation about how old, how young.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think this is relevant to men and women. What are your thoughts on it from where your particular ages are? How lower would you go in terms of just years, not, mentioning ages, but what are your thoughts? Any thoughts on, Lisa, on this?
I tend to sort of go maybe 5 years either side, just pitching it around that. I don't know what I did to my age thing on Hinge, but I obviously didn't set it, and I had like a 33-year-old skater boy sending pictures like, oh, yeah, that was a little bit awkward. I don't know. I think when you've got grown-up children, you always look at them and think, oh, God, they could just be my child.
Yeah.
That's a bit weird. And I 100% think, there's so many people that have relationships with older, younger, that work, and it's all about your connection and compatibility, 100%. But yeah, it's one of those, which is, if it works, doesn't it?
Yeah, I feel that 5 years is quite acceptable, but I do think it's different for guys. I know it's not right, but I do find it feels different for guys, and I don't know why that is.
I think it's about your stage in life, isn't it? I mean, I got inboxed by two guys, 32 and 33, no children. It's like I'm 49. My children are, they're grown and on the cusp of being, 32, 33. We could potentially be at completely different stages, regardless of connection, all of that. It's like, I don't want to go down the having children again. Well, I can't, I don't think. But so it's age and stage, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And what you're looking for, it's like, if you want a bit of fun, skater boy, Lisa.
Get your skates on.
Yeah, your skates on.
Actually, hold on a minute. Now it's making sense with the wrist. Now I'm along with the wrist.
I was down the skate park. I was busted. I was at the skate park.
So, okay, so that's younger. But do you feel differently? Say a guy was 8 years older than you.
No, that's completely fine. Yeah, that's completely fine.
I think as long as the attraction is there, I feel like, I don't know, guys, as they get older, I always tend to look at guys that are maybe early 40s and think that's kind of my age attraction range. Age. But then the guys that are that age, then they want the girls that are 35. So you're like, oh, okay, right, so I'm 50. I'm attracted to the 45-year-old, but the 45-year-old wants a 38-year-old. So it's all a bit like, I want you, but you don't want me, and you want me, but I don't want you.
I think it's outlook on life, isn't it? An approach to life. You could be 35 and, well, I've got my slippers on tonight, but want to stay in and don't have that outlook, don't have that adventurous spirit, So it's about your compatibility of how you feel. Because at 50 next month, I feel like it's like lunchtime at school where you've got your kids are grown and you're ready to have adventures and fun. And then you don't want to meet somebody who's still like taping the soaps. Any offence to anybody who watches the soaps all the time, but you're like, come on a night time, you can do this and do that and get out. So it doesn't matter whether they're 10 years older or 5 years younger, as long as they've got that same zest for life. I think that's what's really important.
Yeah, if you're on the same page.
Yeah.
But so if you're happy to go for a guy 10 years older, see, women don't find that particularly that outrageous. So if it's someone 10 years older that's looked after themselves, but that means that those guys will go for women that are 10 years younger. But you guys wouldn't go for guys that are 10 years younger. Why is that so different? Do you understand what I mean, Fee?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why. Maybe it's like an insecurity.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a societal thing. It's like it's okay for guys to do it, but for women, it's a bit like, oof, Maybe there's a societal value on it. Maybe we should all try it next week. Everybody have a guy 10 years younger. Report back next week, girls. Keep it in the WhatsApp group, though.
I mean, some boys do find older women quite attractive, don't they? Because
Apparently, it's the
Definitely.
thing now.
we're more liberated. We're not. I mean, I'm a lot more. Gosh, actually, no, I can't say. I'm a lot
Self-confident.
more, yeah, a lot more self-confident and
I would say I get a lot more messages from younger guys than I do from older guys.
Buffy Man was older.
Right, so on to my next subject. Thank you for that. So we've had lots of interesting comments, let's say. I believe Joe had a interest from someone who actually put a picture of a buffet on, a street view, a log burner, and a phone party from the 90s. Guys, what I'm going to say is, like, dating sites are very one-dimensional. And this is not to you, this is just to generally, I think, to everyone, that it's like buying a car. You are not going to buy a car if there's not a picture of it or there's only a picture of the windscreen. You need to see the whole thing. And if you don't like that, which I completely understand because it is very one-sided, but dating sites probably aren't for you because that is how they work. They are essentially a visual tool first and foremost.
Yeah.
And because you don't get to the other bits straight away. Have you found that?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I think when he put his ham and cheese on and his fern party picture and his high street and his log, it was a lovely log burner. Oh, I had to say, what's a lovely log burner? And he said, oh, would you like to meet for a coffee? And I said, I don't know anything about you apart from you've got a nice cheese board. And he just said, are you not up for taking a chance because you've got your filters on? And I just was like, I don't use filters. I quite defend. I laugh when I say it. So I just thought, I kept it live just to see if he'd sort of change his pictures, and he didn't. And I thought, I'm binning the cheese. It's gone out of date now. You're off.
But the
Did you
sad
not
thing
see
is,
what he looked like at all?
I'll send you the picture, only in like the fern party picture from 1990 where it was all like woozy. So,
but the sad thing is, he could have been a really nice guy. And I kind of get the thought process of people who don't put pictures on themselves because they probably think, I've got a great personality, so why should I have to put a picture of myself out there? But that's the whole point of a date, like an online dating site, isn't it?
Yeah. Dales and Elliot, do you ever listen to Hinge, their voice notes that they send?
Yeah, I've done it all day for fun.
How funny is it?
Faye, that's a really good point, actually, because along with, I know people are very insecure. So if they're not secure about their looks and you're on a dating site where it's primarily, firstly, about looks, unfortunately. So that's how people are going to judge you. But it does go both ways because I spoke to a girl a couple of years ago and she said she matched with this guy. He was gorgeous. He was like a 10 out of 10. And she said she turned up and he looked even better than his pictures. And she sat down at dinner and she looked at him and she was like open mouth thinking, oh my God, I can't believe that. And then he started talking and he said, it sounded like he'd had helium. She said, and everything that she felt just went.
Yeah.
There's a lot in a voice, isn't there?
There's a lot in a voice. And that's why if they haven't got their voice, I like to have a phone call. Because if they've got a horrible voice, it's an instant, no, sorry.
I've never been to so many run clubs in a week. I've done parkrun, I've done Fit Mums, I've climbed a mountain, I've been to Tesco's, Asda. Wait.
Okay, actually, Joe, talking of climbing a mountain, that brings me very nicely on to my next subject, which it is funny, but there's also a serious side to it. So, but there was something that really did make me die on the WhatsApp group. So I have brought a bit of a prop along. So let me explain. There were the conversations got to why men send pictures of their appendages, which I don't get myself. But one that made me laugh, and I'm not going to say who it was from, said that the guy that sent this particular picture of his appendage used a reference as to the size. And it was, well, as you can see, which made me think of a guy walking around the house thinking, right, what could I use? I was amazed by this.
Oh, I've got a prop for us girls. Look, we could use like a pound.
Oh my God. So what do you think from a woman's point of view of this whole sort of matter of this Richard pictures that they send?
Well, at least you know what you're getting for Christmas.
It's when it's unexpected as well. You're just like happily chatting away about custard creams or whatever, and then suddenly it's like, hello,
Chocolate finger.
hello. I was not expecting that.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
So wrong.
But you could always say, I'm glad it works. Put a little tick on your list.
I understand that, you know, when people are in longer relationships and there's a strong bond of trust, then that may be different. But when you're just in 2 or 3 conversations, what do you think their thought process behind this?
Just trying their luck, hoping it's going to be reciprocated.
So they've just got a filthy mind and hope that we have, like, but we're probably ironing or like putting the kids to bed or something else. We just be like, that in real life. Yeah, crack on. Just off you go. I think men have a different kind of va-va-voom, don't they?
So I matched with this guy on Bumble. We'd had quite a few messages and he looked like a nice guy. We had some quite nice messages. And then he said, do you want to WhatsApp instead? So I did, sent him my number. And he said, okay, I'll send you a message. Anyway, so I've looked in, a little one came up in my archive. So we'd obviously messaged before. There was messaging history. So I opened it up and the last message from him was just a, da! Here's me. Oh my God, that's obviously why I didn't respond after the last message. I've just bloody matched with him again. So yeah, that conversation didn't continue.
Did you remind him that, did you not feel like saying, do you know the last picture you sent me was a little bit inappropriate and that's why I start speaking to you?
No, he just, because he messaged again and I said, your message has gone into my archive chat. And then he literally just didn't reply after that. So yeah, you know.
So he knew. Because there was also someone that suggested they'd come round and do your cleaning as well. Someone put on the group chat as well.
Yeah, I've had that. Match again. This was Bumble again. Match with the guy on Bumble. And he made some reference to a dress that I had on. And he said, oh, do you think it would fit me? I was like, probably not. He said, would you like me to come and try it on? And I'll do your cleaning at the same time if you shout at me. Well, I mean, I would get my cleaning done. So that's, bonus number 1. I'm not sure there are any other bonuses, actually. Just that's the only bonus. I'll get my cleaning done.
Did he describe what sort of shouting
Cracking
it was?
the whip, boys.
Yeah, was it about clean that better? Damn you.
Yeah, be horrible and shout at him. Tell him it wasn't good enough. You've missed a bit.
I would have been quite tempted to get him over.
I've had someone offer to come and do my gardening, like to trim my bush, and then that's like.
I think that was code. Fee, I'm as you say it out loud.
But I'm like, yeah, I didn't mean to say that actually. But I was like, what on earth? What impression have you got from me? Like, really?
That I need my bush trimmed.
I know. So no thanks, I can trim it myself, thanks.
And one of the other ones that made me laugh, I wasn't sure about this, was someone had a guy message them that had pictures of roadkill.
That was me. So honestly, last week it was like bring out your dead from dating apps. So I was literally at the gym and my phone started ringing and it said his name. And I was like, oh, right. I just had a minute to process it. And I looked at his WhatsApp picture and then I was like, oh, I know who it is. So we'd matched years ago. So why he suddenly rang my number. And he was CRB checked. So I thought, oh, that's a good start for me because I normally attract horrendous ones. And then I remembered what he did. And so he had a specific career path, which I was quite interested in, like photography. That's really like, creative, etc. And then I checked out his Instagram. And it was like roadkill. He used to take pictures of freshly dead animals on the road. And then it just got more graphic. So as soon as I saw that, it was like, ick, gone. Photographed, and it was to shock his.
So there was a purpose to it. So this week, it's gone so quick again. But where are we? What are we looking at this week? So we're all talking to people.
Yes.
So we're going to try and get some FaceTimes, whatever your normal routine is of how you do it. And hopefully we might have a few dates, few meets and Stay
Mhm.
safe, obviously.
Yeah.
And I do hope it all goes well. Anyone got any other ideas or plans or goals that they're going to set for themselves this week?
I actually thought to myself, well, I go down the gym a lot and I never make the most of it. There is quite a lot of like single men down there. And I was like, maybe my sort of challenge to myself, I was thinking when I was down there yesterday, maybe I should like explore this a bit more.
Yeah, I think especially with gyms, and you can actually just make friends as well.
Yeah.
And that's because I do think like with my gym, I always say hello to people that I see regularly, because you do see when you go most days the same people all the time, and you don't ever interact with people, and you actually think, do you know what? I've probably seen them every day for like the past 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Just to say hello to someone, hey,
Yeah.
how you doing? You don't know where it's going to go. So I think that's definitely worth it, Fee. Definitely.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
bought a midlife crisis swimsuit.
What's that?
So it's like a pull you in, push you up, and then it all like comes out the back. But that bit doesn't matter because you can't see it. And I thought I'm going to sashay into the hot tub. So I pushed in, pushed out, bubbled over.
Yeah.
And then I walked into the hot tub. I'd shave my legs and everything. And then I got into the hot tub and everyone was about 22. I was just like, I felt really self-conscious. But I'm going to try it again this week. Midlife,
Yeah.
swimsuit on.
You should get a picture for your profile.
I did actually get some pictures out of the closet, and the ones that got the most likes were hot dog legs on holiday, and a hat with sunglasses. So the pictures that you think you've tried to put on are the ones that get the likes. It's just like the hot dog leg.
Natural ones are good. I quite like a natural picture.
The less filtered, natural. I think people want to see what they're getting, and I think vice versa for men as well. You want to be a true representation of what you're putting on there. Otherwise, you're sort of misleading people anyway, and you're wasting your own time, because you're going to turn up and they're going to think, well, you don't look like that, and you're going to think the same, and then you've wasted sort of your bus fare and your train ride home. Well, listen, guys, thank you again for joining me. I look forward to next week. Hopefully we'll have a couple of dates to talk over, because I'd love to know how dates go, how you're thinking when you're on them, first impressions. So good luck with this week. I'll look forward to all the messages. Take care of yourselves, and thank you all for joining 50 Shades in Grey. Make sure you subscribe and follow, and catch up with us next week to see the ladies' journey on their midlife dating. Take care. Bye-bye.